Welcome and happy Tuesday. You are live with Sandra at It's All About Choices, and I thank you for tuning in every Tuesday with me. And welcome to Nutrition Lunch and Learn. And you are live with Sandra, your RDN. And every week I have the pleasure of dishing out your weekly dose of nutrition and wellness news for your mind and your body and your soul. And I hope that everybody is doing great. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I thank you for tuning in live with me every day for those who faithfully do so. And I thank you for those who listen to the replay. This is all about having the opportunity to learn more about nutrition and wellness, and really to learn some things that you didn't know that you didn't know. So that's really what it's all about. And so I thank you for taking time out of your schedule. And so we are on a 3-week series. We're kind of on week 2 of that 3-week series about weight loss and healthy eating, and why is it so hard? I hear that a lot. Like, why is it so hard to lose weight, or why is it so hard to stay consistent? Why is it so hard to stay motivated? And so today specifically, we are going to talk about, well, I eat low carb. Why is the weight not coming off? Why is it still not coming off? I'm watching my carbs. So this is a very, very, very popular topic, okay? And so prior to the holiday season starting, which to me is around October, many of us were trying to, keep tight controls over our carbs. But now that we're in the holiday season, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. And so this is why I shifted the theme to, just why is it so hard? Why really trying to eat low carb is a struggle, right? The struggle is real. To do it, maybe you're successful for a week or maybe 2, some even go a few months, but eventually something happens, something snaps, some life event takes place, something happens, and it just causes a spiral effect, and it's hard to gain back control. Okay. And so have you ever said to yourself, I'm doing all the things right, I'm eating healthier, I'm exercising every day, why is the weight not coming off? So one sign that your body needs a reset is when your energy level is low. So you're constantly having that low energy levels. You feel like you need caffeine or sugar or something to kind of pick you up, or a nap. When your energy level is low, guess what? The weight will not come off. It's just not enough gas in your body's tank to do anything other than to try to keep you going. And so feeling tired at the end of a long day is very normal. However, if it's a consistent rundown exhaustion, that is not normal, okay? And so if you regularly wake up tired, even after 7-8 hours of sleep, your body is telling you that it needs more support. Something is missing. Too much has been taken away, is what I generally tell people. And so grab a pen, grab some paper. You don't want to miss the 3 common mistakes that are made when trying to lose weight that decreases your energy levels, and how to get out of this vicious cycle, because that's all it is. It's a vicious cycle. And so for those who do not know who I am Sandra Goldtree, and I am a registered dietitian. I am a certified personal trainer and your accountability partner. And my goal is to simply help you to achieve your weight, your health, your life goals without deprivation, without feeling like you're on a diet. Who wants to do that, especially at this time of the year? And you don't want to wait till January either, because now you maybe put on more pounds than you anticipate doing. So I want to help you to feel good about yourself and to show you how to get your energy back and enjoy the things that you would love doing and enjoy doing. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right. And so for those who are tuning in, please say hello to me. Say your name, where you're tuning in from. What are you looking forward to? We got Christmas around the corner. What are you looking forward to? But just give me a shout out. I love two-way communication. I love engagement. This is all about ironing, sharpening iron. So I want to help you. And so I want to feel your energy, and I want to know, what's on your mind. If you have any aha moments, if you have any, oh yeah, I can relate to that, or any questions or comments, don't hesitate to put it in the thread. I will respond to them. Okay. I love it. That's what we're here for me to help you out. All right, so I always have my poll question so I can get an idea of my audience and who's on the line today. And so, have you ever tried eating low carb? Okay. And I mean intentionally, like you made this conscious effort. Oh, I'm going to cut out carbs or sweets, or I'm going to cut out bread, or I'm going to cut out rice, or something specific that you have made that decision that, oh, I'm going to cut it out. Okay. And I mean, because at the end of the day, who hasn't tried to cut out carbs to lose weight? or to maybe prevent diabetes or something like that. So think about that. So if you have tried it, just let me know. And if you want to share what you've done or what you did and how long it lasted, feel free, because the more I know, then the more I'm able to kind of chime in and maybe give you a little bit more insight on your experience. All right. So let's jump right into the topic. So we're talking about you eat low carb. Why is it so hard to lose weight? Why? And here's a common statement that I hear. Oh, when I was young, it came off easy. Like when I was in my 20s, it came off easy. Now I'm in my 40s and it's hard to come off. So I'm sure you have said that too, right? If you can relate, say relate. But we're going to talk specifically about I eat low carb and the weight is still not coming off. So I know that's a very frustrating feeling. And so the reality is nutrition, weight loss, exercise, lifestyle changes are not as easy as 1, 2, 3 or a Google search. Okay, that's kind of the famous thing, a Google search. So it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. And if it was, then we all would have our ideal weight. We would not take any medications. We wouldn't have any stress. We would have normal blood pressure, no diabetes. We would have no high cholesterol, no inflammation, etc. I mean, I think you get the point. We would just have this perfect ideal health if it was that easy. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's all about stepping into your highest level of health so that you can lose weight, you can boost your energy levels, you can feel better, and in the most sensible and enjoyable way possible. I mean, that's what lifestyle change is all about. This is nothing that happens overnight. It's a process. It's a process, and it takes time. You are going to slip. You're going to fall. You're going to have indulgences. You're going to overdo it. Are you supposed to beat yourself up? Are you supposed to let it all go when that happens? Absolutely not. That is all part of the process of growing and learning so that the next time, because there always is a next time, that you'll handle it a little bit different. But again, it's a process, just like learning your job, just like learning anything new. It's a process. And no better time than this, to start. I always tell people, don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until the beginning of the month. Don't wait until the beginning of the year. Start now, because you're going to have to deal with this stuff at some point, right? And so the first mistake of the three, when that causes our energy levels to decrease, is you're not eating real food. So that may be some people's challenge. Okay, maybe you're not eating a lot of real food, or maybe you're not eating enough real food. And so a low carb diet is about more than just lowering your carbs or lowering your intake of carbs. You must replace those empty carbs with real nutritious food. Okay, so throw away the low carb products like the Atkins bars, the keto snacks, and other diet foods. They're not really food. They're more supplements. They're more artificial. They're not good for your health in the long term anyway. Okay, and so to lose weight, you want to stick to eating lean protein, plant-based and animal-based, fish, eggs, healthy fats, vegetables. You want to balance that with adequate amounts of carbs so that there is some premium gas in your tank, okay? Premium gas that your body thrives on, that your body prefers, versus it trying to take some alternative methods because of what we're not giving it. And so also treats like the paleo cookies and the brownies, they can cause problems even though they're made from healthy ingredients, but they should be considered as occasional snacks, not something that you depend on. Okay. There's no replacement for food, real food. Food is actually medicine when it is used in the right way for your body, and food is for enjoyment. So don't think that you always have to have whole grain this and you can't ever have a cookie. Absolutely you can, but understanding is the education behind that and the knowledge base behind that helps you to really make it work. Okay. And gives you a lot more flexibility and freedom than you actually think. All right. And so my next question I'm going to ask, so which ones are your go-to foods for snacks or desserts? So if you have snack foods or desserts, which ones are your go-to? So is it a fat-free type snack? Is it a sugar-free type snack? Is it a gluten-free type snack? That's another popular one. Is it a paleo snack or a keto snack or some combination or something else? You share with me. There's always something new on the horizon, like every other day, I feel like. So if there's something different than what's on this list, then let me know. But which one do you typically, what do you have in your kitchen right now? You may not have eaten it in a while, but what do you have that you maybe used to eat? Okay. And just as a fruit for thought, I always like to talk about gluten-free. Okay. Gluten-free is not diet food, nor is it even related in any way to weight loss. Okay. However, it kind of gets marketed as such. I hear many people say, oh, I went gluten free and I felt less bloated, or I felt less, or I lost weight. But really, there's other factors that go into the equation when people typically tend to make a a change in how they're eating, especially if it's drastic. They tend to add things that weren't there before. Like they'll add fruits and they'll add vegetables, they'll add more whole grains or something like that. So, or you're just eating less. Maybe you're eating out less and things like that, which typically when you're eating out a lot, that is higher calories. So it's usually some other changes that kind of subconsciously take place that people don't realize. So it's not just the fact that you went gluten free. Okay. And you don't want to go gluten free unless it is a doctor diagnosed reason to go gluten free. So that's a whole nother lie, but at least know that you don't just decide to do that. You do not want to self-diagnose yourself as to need gluten free, because then that introduces other nutrient deficiencies that people don't realize. Okay. So now let's move on to common mistake number 2 when trying to lose weight that often decreases our energy levels, right? And this is something that if you follow me, you know I talk about this a lot. Sleep. Okay. You are not getting enough sleep. If you are sleep deprived, it is going to hinder a lot of things in your life, not just the weight loss. And so sleeping is incredibly important to overall health. Okay. Very, very important. So study after study continues to show that the lack of sleep correlates with weight gain and obesity. So that evidence base is still standing true, okay, to this day. And this gives us even more proof that weight loss is just not as easy as 1, 2, 3 or that Google search, okay? And it's not just about food and exercise, okay? I always tell people that and they're like, huh? Losing weight is not about just food and exercise. No, there are so many things that feed into our food choices that impact our food choices, okay? And if that stuff is not taken care of, then it's going to make it even more difficult. And so a lack of sleep can make you feel hungrier, can make you feel like you want to munch more. It also makes you feel tired and less motivated to want to exercise and to eat healthy, okay? And then sleep is also one of the key pillars of health. And so if you're doing everything right, but you're still not getting enough sleep, you're still not getting a proper sleep, you will not get the results that you're looking for, okay? And it's just as simple as that. And at the end of the day, the nutrition is the cornerstone, okay? I tell people you can't outwork at a bad diet. So you can work out till you're blue in the face, but if you're still not eating properly and knowing what that means and knowing what that doesn't mean, then you're going to still not get the results that you want, and you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to find yourself in this vicious cycle of I can't lose it. And so getting adequate sleep is an area that I really attack head on first with my clients, because it takes the longest and because there's so many other variables in the life that usually needs to get adjusted to make sure that we make that time and set those boundaries for at least getting 7 hours of sleep. So it's very vital to include this into your life and to keep it there more than not. So that's what's important. Okay. And so sleep question for you. So how many hours of sleep do you get on most nights? Okay. So let's be honest. So 7 to 9 plus hours. If you're doing that, you are great. So keep that up. Don't change it. So now let's work on the nutrition piece. Okay. And then once we get that solid, usually I like to work on exercise and nutrition at the same time. And then what about 6 to 7 hours of sleep? Okay. So people sometimes think if they get 6 to 6.5 that they're doing a good, that, what's 30 minutes? Well, it makes a huge difference when you multiply that by day after day after day. So even if you're getting 6.5, yes, it's better than 5.5 and 4. Absolutely. However, if you are getting 6.5, don't settle for that. Really work towards getting that full 7. And anything less than 6 hours, where do you fall in that department? Because then over time, you will start to feel sluggish. And we push through it. We push through it all the time. But trust me, that is not a badge of honor to push through sleep deprivation, because it just causes so many health implications. Okay. So work on that. All right. And so before getting into common mistake number 3, I have a question for you. So what do you do? Like, how do you go about getting the sleep? How do you go about combating the sugar cravings? Because sleep deprivation will lead to sugar cravings. So that is something that is definitely something that happens. So I'm going to share with you more on how you can really put a lot of this into practice, because the big thing is like, where do you start? Where do you start? Especially when you haven't um, taken the steps to start working with a dietitian. Where do you start? So I'm going to give you some tips and some help on how to do that. All right. And so let's talk about common mistake number 3. Okay, that people really don't think about, and the fact that you have been restricting carbs or calories too long. Okay, so think about it. So you may not do a name diet. We have a lot of name diets out there, but they're all restrictive in some way or fashion. Okay, but maybe you don't do a named one. But if you find yourself, maybe you don't eat breakfast, you're kind of hit or miss with lunch, dinner, yeah, you may eat something for dinner, but maybe you're too tired to eat dinner. So if you have conversations like that with yourself, then you also are restricting as well. It's just not a name diet. Okay, we just allow busyness to kind of take you off a routine of eating, or to not even think about eating. Okay, and so restricting calories and carbs for too long, so it's not a good idea to have the body in a severe calorie deficit for long periods of time. Okay, and this is one reason why intermittent fasting is not the best approach for weight loss, because it will slow your metabolism down. I have seen it over and over and over and over again. So there's other ways. Our bodies are way more sophisticated. It doesn't need to have such extreme measures in order for it to hum properly and to work out as optimal, and to enhance its natural detox system. So it doesn't need to do that. That's another lie. But honestly, it is not necessary to restrict calories to the point of deprivation to lose weight or to improve your health outcomes. And so what is deprivation? So deprivation, I saw in a post one day where this person was doing keto, and they were celebrating their current weight loss. And in that same post, after celebrating losing X pounds, that was success for her. So she's happy, right? And so then she was like, I'm craving a pizza. Like, I'm craving pizza so bad. In the same post, she's celebrating the fact that she lost weight, but she's craving a pizza so bad. And it was in all caps. And I was just, and this is one of many reasons why a severe calorie deficit is not good for the body. That is your body telling you it needs more, but we don't comprehend it that way or process it that way. And so we just adapt and we try to push through it. So my reply was, eat some pizza. Very scientific response, right? From a dietitian. I'm like, eat a slice of pizza, because trust me, eating a slice of pizza will curb that craving. And then instead of you wanting the whole pizza a day later or something like that. However, not restricting prevents that craving to even take place to where it controls you. And so that is kind of the mindset shift. And so the moral of the story is, if you have a strong craving that controls you on a regular basis, this is a trigger that you are deprived, okay? That your body is feeling deprived and that there's too much restriction going on, okay? Now, we will have cravings. That is normal. Don't miss this part, though. We must have the ability to control them. That's the difference between wanting something and something screaming at you to where you can't control it. Even if you wanted to control it, you can't. So that's what it's all about. And that's the part that takes a process, and that's where it takes the knowledge and the support. And so I give you this one for free. So willpower, it'll win a few battles. I've heard many people say, oh, I was strong, I had willpower. I said no. And they celebrated that. Okay. But what happened maybe 3 days later or a week later, when another craving came and you're not able to really connect the two, that saying no that one time kind of led to an even stronger craving later. And so saying no to something that you really, really want over time is going to feel like deprivation. And then the uncontrollable cravings will win the war. Okay. It happens all the time. Okay. So in the long run, the uncontrollable cravings will win. So we don't want to handle it in that way. So we want to prevent the deprivation in the first place. So that's ideal. That's ideal where we want to go with this. And let's get our next banner up here. My next question is, so rate your cravings meter. Okay, what is your craving meter? Is it afternoon? It's very typical between, I usually say that 2:30, maybe 4:30 time frame. That's the danger zone, I like to call it, at work, especially if you maybe didn't have breakfast. and you didn't have you didn't have lunch, it will kick in. What about maybe your late night cravings? Maybe after work, you've had a long day and you just want to snack. That's usually a result of maybe you didn't really eat too much of anything at all that day. Maybe you have occasional cravings. Maybe cravings is not a big issue for you, or you don't have any cravings at all. So you are in control. You gotta, that's great. That's what you want. You don't eat when you're stressed. Usually in those situations, you're not stress eating. You're not emotional eating. So those are very good. Occasional cravings maybe is like an abnormal, something out of the blue type of stress, maybe triggered. Nothing that's day to day. Okay. So those are kind of when an occasional craving would happen, something that's kind of not out of the ordinary for you. Okay. All right. And so any questions or comments, do not hesitate to chime in. Okay. And so the takeaway message, or the big takeaway message, is it's important to have a realistic plan to get healthier. Okay. At the end of the day, weight loss, it takes time. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. It is not a Google search. It is not a quick fix. It's not a Band-Aid. You want to be able to still take care of yourself, incorporate self-care, make yourself a priority regardless of what is going on in your life. Okay. Yes, we may have to massage some things and alter some things. That's life. But you don't totally just put yourself on the shelf. And that's what we want to avoid. Improving your health outcomes take time. You got to give yourself grace, okay? And allow yourself to enjoy the journey and learn the process. And so putting all of this takes time if you want it to last, okay? Because you want to be able to incorporate things that are and integrate it into your lifestyle. So it takes time to do that and to do it the right way, okay? So remember, it is a marathon, right? And so a quick recap of the 3 common mistakes that we make that robs us of our energy and sabotages our weight loss and fuels those uncontrollable cravings. And 1, we're not eating enough real food, okay? So we got 5 food groups. Do a Google search and see what foods fall under those food groups, whole foods. And then you're not getting enough sleep, which is very common, especially in the world that we're living in, and then severely restricting calories or carbs, especially over extended periods of time. So those are the things that will really hinder the progress that we're looking for, okay? And so who needs a plan to get through Christmas, okay? Who needs a plan to get to Christmas, I say, and even after Christmas, okay? So what do you eat? It's never too late to start. So you can even start getting a jump now on some things to eat, some things to kind of, I call it, boost your natural or enhance your natural detox system to help you to feel less bloated, get some of that heaviness off of you even before going into the holidays, and trying some new foods. And so this is a 5-day meal plan. I'm really excited about it. There's 5 days of meals and recipes. It includes a prep guide and it includes an itemized grocery list. And it is completely complimentary, my gift to you. And you can decide to do the 5 days in its entirety, or you can just pick and choose recipes that you like, or that jump at you. And so it's snacks and it's recipes and it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 1 to 2 snacks. And so definitely download it, take advantage of it. And there's also some good tips, because what do you eat on the day of? And I'm going to talk more about what to do the day of Christmas. Rewind or go back and look at the replays for Thanksgiving so you can see what tips I share for Thanksgiving and then the day after Thanksgiving. Okay. So, and these all apply. So definitely check it out. I'm excited. It will definitely surge your energy levels throughout the day. Again, think about that 2 to 4 p.m. kind of slump and the benefits of eating satisfied meals that will help keep those cravings at bay, and you will feel more energized. So try to get more sleep if you're not at that 7 hours especially if you're going to do this for 5 days. Try to get 7 hours of sleep for those 5 days, and you will see a difference after a couple of days. So it's not going to take the whole 5 days for you to see a difference, okay? And you will feel less stressed. So definitely give it a try. Give me your feedback, and do not hesitate to post and chime in on this thread if you have any questions later about what we've talked about. All right. And so thank you for tuning in. This concludes what I have for your weekly dose of nutrition and wellness news for your mind and your body and your soul. I am Sandra, your RDN. And next week, we are going to continue on this healthy eating. Why is it so hard to lose weight? And we're going to talk about the gym. Okay. How many of you hit it hard in the gym or just your workouts in general? Maybe you have a trainer. but the weight loss isn't happening. You're stuck and you're frustrated, especially if you have a trainer or if you're doing something like Orange Theory or you're doing something that's structured and you're frustrated because you know that you hitting it hard in the gym or with your workouts, but you're not seeing the results. So tune in next week to get more insight on that. Okay. Thank you for tuning in and have a blessed rest of your day. Bye bye.